Minister Modi is now leaving for his France visit, where he will be the guest of honor in the historic and the annual parade that is held in France, that is the Bastille Day parade. Prime Minister Modi is currently leaving from Delhi. We are getting you the latest visuals. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is now departing from New Delhi, and he's leaving for France for his two-day visit, where a lot of several deals are also on the cards. He will also have bilateral talks with the French President Emmanuel Macron, and in fact he is the guest of honor this year for the Bastille Day parade on the French Day, that is tomorrow. So Prime Minister Modi is now leaving for France for his two-day visit, where he is the guest of honor at the Bastille Day parade that is going to be held tomorrow. In fact, a Tri-Services Indian Armed Forces contingent will also be participating in the Bastille Day celebrations. But we're right now getting you the latest visual of Prime Minister Modi's departure from New Delhi for his visit to France, where he will be holding bilateral talks with French President Emmanuel Macron. In fact, he will also be meeting his French counterpart and presidents of the Senate and the National Assembly. During his visit, PM Modi will also be interacting with the Indian diaspora and CEOs of Indian and French companies. So after the historic United States visit, Prime Minister Modi has now left for his France visit, where he will be the guest of honor at the Bastille Day celebrations, which will be held tomorrow, that is July 14th in France. And a Tri-Services Indian Armed Forces contingent will also be participating in the celebrations this year. Prime Minister Modi will be holding bilateral talks with French President Emmanuel Macron. In fact, several defense deals are likely to be announced during the Prime Minister's visit to France. We have our colleague Abhishek Jha and Aman Sharma joining us on this broadcast. Abhishek, so Prime Minister Modi has now left for his visit to France.
Of course, and it is going to be a very important visit, as you mentioned. India and France enjoy 25 years of strategic relationship, and this is kind of this Bastille Day parade celebration is also marking those last 25 years of India-France partnership in many areas of security, defense, intelligence, and encompassing all aspects of bilateral relationship. In fact. And Prime Minister is going to have this rare privilege to be the chief guest, because France normally does not invite foreign leaders every year. We have seen happening in India on the celebration of Republic Day parade. Normally, India invites a foreign dignitary to be the chief guest in that parade, but that's not the case with France. So it is a rarity that France invites foreign leaders for this parade, and Prime Minister Modi has been accorded that privilege. So clearly, this also signifies the kind of importance that France gives to this bilateral relationship. Prime Minister Modi has just returned from USA a few days ago, where we have seen how Prime Minister Modi was accorded as a rare state, official state visit, where he was invited in White House as a guest on the dinner by the Biden family. So that also, in a way, highlights how India is being keenly appreciated, and West and USA and entire world is trying to engage with India, cooperate with India, and have a good relationship with India, because of the upcoming challenges that the world is facing, and India can provide a lot of solution in the supply chain domain, if we can say, in the IT service domain. Pharmaceutical is one of the areas where the world has seen recent pandemic, and how the world was short of essential medicine supply, and India was able to scale up its production capacity in a very short span of time. And India did supply a lot of vaccine and essential drugs to US, countries from USA to Caribbean island. So that's the kind of relationship that India had. That's the kind of strength that India had with the entire world. And this is where this political leadership of India comes, which is being appreciated, and the world leaders are trying to engage with India more often. This will be fifth visit of Prime Minister Modi to the France, where he will be having a meeting with the French President. But also, he had occasion to meet the French President in other occasions, also during G20 bilateral summit bilaterally. During the recent G7 summit in Hiroshima, he also had a bilateral meeting with the French President. So the world leaders have been regularly meeting and frequently having an opinion of Prime Minister Modi on the issues of regional and global cooperation and how the partnership between India and the countries can be brought more all together more closer way.
Right, Abhishek, please stay with us. Also, Aman, now can you throw some light on the significance of this visit of Prime Minister Modi to France?
Well, Anjali, if you see the departure statement, I would point out 2 points that PM has made. First point, he said, I'm going on an official visit at the invitation of my friend, Emmanuel Macron. So the usage of that term, speaks a lot on how the personal equation and the personal chemistry between both the leaders have been there. And also the PM in the department, this visit is particularly special as I will join President Macron for the French National Day on Bastille Day celebration. So that is also, PM is looking forward to that. Really the second time that an Indian Prime Minister will be the guest of honor at the Bastille Day celebration. 2009 it was Mr. Manmohan Singh, and now after 14 years it is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Also, the term that the PM used in the departure statement is that our relationship is rooted in deep trust and commitment. So this is something that signifies the Indian-France strategic relationship, which marks 25 years this year. So the countries want to take it forward. In fact, the PM says that he wants to work together on regional as well as global issues with the president of France. We know the entire Ukraine war has in a way brought the global issues to center stage, and what stand India has taken on that. A very fine stand on both sides. And PM Modi famous statement that this is not the time for war. This has resonated across the world, and the Ukraine question could also come up for discussions during the Prime Minister visit and his meetings with Mr. Macron at the Prime Minister of France. That is something that the world is closely looking at. Even in the US, when the PM went, this question had come up. Also, I think the point that the Prime Minister has made, that he's looking at holding wide-ranging discussions, that he said this is a long-standing and a time-tested partnership. So this is based on trust. This is something that both the countries have worked on very, very closely, and now if these two defense deals are actually announced during the visit, I think it takes it to the next level. If you're getting more Rafales and more Scorpion submarines from France, and especially through the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, where France commits to co-production and co-design in India, I think that could be a major, major takeaway from this visit and from the conversation that Prime Minister Modi will have with the president. I think also the bipartisanship kind of the welcome which Prime Minister Modi will get in France. The interactions with the French leadership includes with the Prime Minister of France, the presidents of the Senate, the president of the National Assembly. This is similar to his US visit, when both the sides, the Republicans and the Democrats, had welcomed the PM and their leaders had met the Prime Minister. I think the similar thing we'll see in France. So also Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he goes abroad, when he goes to US or when he goes to France, he's not just appealing to the ruling party in France. He's also meeting the political leaders from all sides. So this is something also which is unique about the Prime Minister's abroad visits, and we'll see that playing out in France as well. So majorly the visit, I think, is focused on providing a new impetus to the very, very time-tested and strong strategic partnership that India and France have. And we'll see this flowing during the visit through the deals and other agreements which are expected to be announced during the PM's France visit.
All right.